1991 Lexus LS400, and this one has sat here for about 11 years. So we're gonna see if we can pull it out of here and get some life back into it. So we'll show you around the car here, and so you can see what we're looking at and the condition of the car. All right, so here we have, let's go to the inside where there isn't traffic noise. All right, so here we are inside the Lexus. Ignore that. So it's in pretty decent shape in here. The front seats are, both front seats are torn up somewhat, but the headliner is in good shape. Rear seats are good. The dash only has one crack. Although, one thing that isn't so great, not sure if you guys can see, 344,000 miles. Yikes. But I find it impressive that the car has made it this long. Most wouldn't, but it is a Lexus. So, has that going for it. So, we'll see if we can get it running.
I can't get it in the pool. It's not big enough for...
Yeah, we're currently trying to find a tow hook.
There are tow hooks, but I can't get the hook in.
Yeah, so having difficulty with the tow hooks, we got the Jeep that was in front of it out of the way. And now we are trying to get this thing pulled out. So, trying to get it pulled out so we can get it to a trailer. And then once it's back at the shop, we can diagnose it better. Keep going, keep going. All right. The Suburban to the rescue. Hold up, hold up. All right. That's not sketchy at all. Yeah. All right, so after some sketchiness for a while, we got it part of the way up on. Almost have it the rest of the way. Alright, so we got the car back finally after a lot of sketchy things. Got the car back. We are now going to start checking the airbox, the fluids, and see if we can get to crank over, put a battery in it, see if it'll crank, see what happens. So we'll get right to it.
Alright, Ken so graciously gifted us a battery that we can put in here to test with. Just kidding. We have to give it back to him.
No clue what this is.
Something random covering the airbox. We're gonna check the airbox out over here, see if any mice moved in and built any condos while it was parked. I
don't know what I'm looking at.
So it's just, I think the thingamajig is hooked into the dickamahookie over there.
Yes. Alright, time to take out some bolts, I guess.
Oh boy. So trying to figure out how this comes off. There's a whole bunch of like random bolts and crap attached to this airbox. I don't know. See if you can, like, this is loose here. I don't, oh, is this whole, look, this whole thing, does that whole thing come off?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Apparently.
Duh, the whole thing just, okay then. That's interesting. Cool, now that's disconnected, sort of. Oh, we gotta take this fold out, okay.
It looks like it's gonna, feels like it's gonna snap off.
Well, if it breaks, it breaks. That's what zip ties are for.
Oh, there we go.
Nice.
That was in there.
Don't see a mouse nest yet.
That snapped off. That just snapped off. Hey!
No.
It's one piece.
Okay.
What?
That is a
filter.
Weird filter. Is there anything under it?
A little bit.
Hey, no mouse nest. That's cool.
Just leaves.
Needs cleaned out. Nothing in it. Oh, look, that's cool. They put like a wire over there so mice and stuff can't get in. That's cool.
Wow. Okay.
All right, so we're gonna blow this out and put it back in, and then see if it does anything with the new battery, I guess. All right, we got that blown out. Jacob's in there now. We have the new battery hooked up. We're gonna see if it cranks or does anything and that sort of thing. So we'll see if he cranks it first. If it cranks, I'll probably have him crank it like for 2 or 3 seconds just to try to see if the oil will work up any. So I guess go ahead and try to crank it. Okay, so that's what it was doing before. We're not sure if it's just poor contact on the battery. So we're gonna go ahead and clean up the terminals again and just see if that changes anything. All right, we just got the new, well, not new, but you know, better terminal on for the negative, and I cleaned it up. We're gonna see if it's, I'm gonna have to tighten that. Try it once. Oh gosh, okay.
Yeah, he wants to crank.
So, I guess try cranking it for like 3-second intervals or something to try to get the oil worked up.
Cranking fast.
Yeah.
Holy frick.
It's a big battery.
It is.
675 cold cranking amps. Alright, I got this pulled up over here because that's like in some weird design. I can't get it off. So I'm going to shoot some in here. Open the throttle. Nope. Huh? Try cranking. Well, I guess we're going to look at some things and then we will get back to you guys.
Alright, so as cool as everyone knows the Lexus vehicles are, this is one thing people don't know about the LS400s. They come installed with a rear swimming pool. Yeah, who knew? Fancy. I guess that's what you get in a Lexus.
Alright, so we knew we weren't getting fuel and we were trying to find the gas tank to find out where the location was. Couldn't find it under the car. Here it's in the rear trunk. Who would have freaking guessed? So, super easy to access. I wouldn't really want to be in a rear fender bender accident, otherwise I might not be around to talk about it. We're going to pop these screws out and pull the fuel pump out and see what it looks like, see what we got going on in there.
Alright, this fuel pump looks great, doesn't it? Actually looks really nice. Almost brand new, except when you look underneath. Yeah, this does not look great.
Alright, so update. The gas lines are actually under the car. Jacob disconnected one of them and it's draining out like 11-year-old gas, and gas is not supposed to be that color.
Nor is it supposed to be on the ground, but here we are.
Yeah, we didn't really have an easy way of draining it because the axle and the differential and the exhaust pipe's in the way of where the gas is draining, so we couldn't really put a container under there. So there's just nasty 11-year-old gas pouring down towards the shed.
You didn't see anything.
You didn't see anything. So we're gonna wait till that drains, and then he's gonna go under, disconnect the other line, and we're gonna try to like wiggle it out and get it out.
Who said I'm the one going under?
I did.
Okay, so after disconnecting more lines, the tank is now out, and this is what we're dealing with here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 different holes in the gas tank for random different attachments, plus a bolt hole in the bottom and 2 lines in the bottom. So it's way more complicated than it needs to be. Really stupid. Anyway, pump is out, and yeah, I think that needs replaced. It's a little rough. Extremely annoying to get to. We probably could have gotten, like, this was the hole that was accessible from the rear seats, but honestly the tank's really bad, so we're gonna have to clean it out and everything here.
We can't buy a new one, at least from what we've seen online.
Yeah, so we weren't able to find any new ones, so we'll see what we can do with this one. This was like a full tank of gas in this thing. We drained out a ton and there's still more in there, but we're gonna see what we can do about getting a new pump and see what we can do about fixing up this tank. Alright, so we got the old fuel pump off of the assembly. We're just going to try putting power to it because we're retarded and want to see what will happen. We don't know what's positive, what's negative. Anything?
I can feel the pump twitching. I'll try switching these just in case. But it would be my guess that it's no good.
What makes you think that?
No, it's just twitching. I can feel it twitching in my hand.
How about we hook up to the 12 volt?
This is giving it 12 volts. Yeah,
you
can feel it twitching. Yeah, it's shot, but maybe we can rebuild it. I mean,
we have the technology.
Yeah, we can rebuild him. So yeah, we're gonna look and see if we can find used/new parts for the car, and then we'll continue from there.
Alright guys, so we have the fuel tank here from our project vehicle, and it is very rusty inside. Very nasty, and so because we're cheapskates, we don't feel like spending like $350 on a used tank for this, because they're very hard to find. So we're going to be power washing it. Alright, so now after power washing it, we are adding some 30% vinegar and water to the tank to dilute it a little bit. And then we're going to let it sit, and hopefully that'll dissolve some of the rust and get everything cleaned out.
So yeah, after it sits, we're going to power wash it one more time and see what it looks like. But the stuff is very acidic, so use gloves, unlike me.
Yeah.
I'll pour it on this end. Alright, we just let it sit for about an hour and a half with the vinegar in it. We're going to go ahead and power wash it a few more times and see what that did on the inside. Hopefully it's broken up that rust and gotten more of it off, so we'll keep you updated.
Alright, so we got the tank power washed after we put the vinegar in, and I'm not sure if you guys can see, it is so much cleaner than it was. They actually did a really good job with the vinegar. Did much better than we expected. We still have to get a whole bunch of grit and everything out of the bottom of the tank, so we'll figure that out, but the vinegar definitely worked. Alright, so you guys saw us, I guess, cleaning the tank last. So we have the tank reinstalled, got the new fuel pump hooked up here. It cranks over when you give it power. We haven't put fuel in it yet, so we're going to be running up to the gas station, get some fuel for it. I have my truck battery in it currently because we're too broken, too far away from the battery place. So we'll go up and get gas, and then we will find wherever the distributor is and make sure we have spark.
Alright, so Jacob made a fair point in actually having us check for spark before we go dumping fuel into it. So we're taking off this valve cover thingy over here that kind of hides the spark plugs, which is kind of a gay/cool way they did that, I guess. Slide it out this way if you can.
I'm trying not to break it.
Oh, there we go. There's a weird vacuum line here. Oh wait, here, I can probably just grab it. Okay. Oh, you got it. So we're gonna pull out, oh nice, there's a leaf under there. I guess just like one of these, and
Where distributor? Oh, that's literally what this is.
Oh, the distributor was covered, okay. Well, I'm just gonna pull out this, so I don't know if it's gonna travel far enough. Let me find, I guess this bolt. Yeah. I didn't see anything, then again, it's hard to see. It's very hard to see, actually. Hold on. Alright, go ahead. It's not cranking?
Alright, so whenever we were turning the key and it wasn't yet, like the starter was no longer engaging for some reason, the starter relay was clicking, but nothing was happening, so I don't know. But whenever we took it out, it was doing even less. It wasn't even like clicking or trying or doing anything inside. So don't know if that's a problem, but this is an alternator relay or fuse thing. That's a little bit of an issue there. So yeah, we're trying to get that out right now. Alright, so after destroying every single fuse and wondering why they wouldn't come out and maiming ourselves, we found out the hard way that Toyota, although they can make long-lasting products can also be retarded. Look at this crap. They bolted the fuses in. Who bolts fuses? What is this? Tell me what this is. This is terrible. Why would you bolt fuses in? Like, look at this crap. This is what was left after we snapped it off. What is this? This is terrible. What the frick is this? We're losing our minds. Oh, and something else we found out as to why Lexus or Toyota can also be really, really stupid and really annoying. Guess where the starter is? You think it'd be on the bottom, right? Near where the flywheel is on the bottom of the vehicle, where it's somewhat easily accessible when you jack it up. No, not on this. Not on this. They put it under the intake manifold. On the top of the engine, on the top of the block. Under the intake manifold. Alright guys, it is a week later, and we have our fuses ordered from various places online because they don't carry them in local stores. Now we are installing our bolt-in fuses. Lots of fun. So we'll get these installed. I don't think it will, but we'll check to see if that fixes our no crank issue.
Alright, so Jacob's getting the new battery hooked up. We just got the new fuses put back in. We're going to see and hope that that fixed the issue with the starter. Doubt it. But if that wasn't the case, then we're going to be tearing apart the whole top of the intake manifold and taking all the emissions off just to access the starter, because Toyota likes to do things the hard way. So we will show you guys here if it starts in a bit. Alright, Jacob is going to see if it'll turn and crank. There's nothing in the way up here, so I think you're good to see if it turns and cranks.
Power.
Nothing? Okay, guess we're going to be tearing that apart to access the starter. Yay. Alright, so as we had said before, we're going to be tearing everything off of here to access the starter that is under the intake manifold. We're obviously not going to be filming this process because this is going to take us between like probably 3 and 5 hours to complete. If you're interested in how this is disassembled or how you're supposed to get to this, I will put a video in the description to the tutorial we're going to be following to do this, because we've obviously never done this. So we will pick up with you guys whenever we get the intake manifold off and we have access to the starter to see what's going on. Alright, so after about 3 hours, we finally got the whole intake manifold off, the upper and the lower. That is the starter right there. Toyota loves to do that. Obviously, that's the original starter because it says Toyota.
Nobody was stupid enough to do this job.
Nice big mouse nest in here. That's the lower intake manifold. The carbon buildup is absolutely disgusting on this thing. It is horrible. So we're going to clean that. We had taken off all the air intake parts and the upper intake manifold. There were so many vacuum lines and connectors and bolts. It was freaking ridiculous. We obviously put everything in bags and labeled them where they go because we learned from our past mistakes. Had to take the fuel rail off. It's over there. So now we're going to clean out this massive mouse nest. We got new gaskets for here. We're going to vacuum all this out before we start messing with the starter. So once we get this cleaned up, we'll touch base with you then.
Alright, so to get to the bolts on the back of the starter, we had to remove the coolant bypass, which looks nice and chunky. So that was an absolute pain. We really don't know how we're going to get any of this back in, but that's a problem for future us. So now it's time to see if we can get the starter out. Alright, so after getting the bolts out of the backside of the block and hammering the starter out because it didn't want to come out, this is our old starter, this is our new starter. This is the original Toyota one that has 340,000 some miles on it, and we're pretty sure it still worked fine. It was just from the vibrations of us cranking it over, it snapped off this connector. You can see where it is on the new one. It's supposed to be right here on the old one, and this was just snapped off inside the plug. So this is why it stopped turning over and stopped cranking. So the starter is still probably good, but we're obviously going to put the new one in anyway. but that's crazy. And we're gonna finish cleaning this out because there's still a whole bunch of mouse nest sludge down in there. Clean the rest of this out, get it looking decent, put new gaskets in where we got new gaskets, and get this hopefully all put back together. There are probably, what, 50 to 80 different plugs and connections, and probably even more vacuum lines. So yeah, that's going to be fun to try to get all those put back together. So anyway, we'll see you guys whenever we're done with all this crap. Alright, so we just got the spark plugs changed. Ben is currently doing an oil change right now. He's draining the 15-year-old sludge out of it. We only have the lower intake manifold back on. We're currently waiting on injectors to put the rest of this mess back together. Try to put the rest of the mess back together. I did break this spark plug wire taking it out, like the metal piece inside the like the plug part. The metal piece came out and it broke the wire. So we need new ones anyway, but this one looks like it was either installed incorrectly, or yeah, or it just malfunctioned severely. But yeah, the whole spark plug was terribly rusty. And here are the spark plugs. You can probably tell which one's in that cylinder. So yep, new spark plug wires definitely, and then we should be getting the injectors in soon, so that'll be cool.
Alright, so we just took this off and replaced one of our two camshaft sensors. This was the old one that we took out. It's in a really stupid spot. You gotta take off this whole assembly to get to it. We weren't sure if this broke when we took it out or if it was already broken, but that's just how brittle and terrible and old these are. When we took the distributor rotor off, we realized that this was getting cracked pretty bad. I don't know if you can see in the camera here. So we ordered new rotors for it that we're going to put on here before we can put this back together. We still got to do that side, but we'll do that whenever the new parts come in. We ordered a new serpentine belt, distributor rotors, and spark plug wires because the other one's broke. And then the serpentine belt was...
Looks great on this side until you flip it over.
Terrible.
Oh, there's chunks out of it.
So we're going to get those parts in and then probably work on it this upcoming weekend, so we'll touch base with you guys then. Alright, so it has currently been a few weeks for us. Obviously no time has passed for you guys. We have dealt with multiple problems on this car, just lining up one thing after the other, and it's starting to seem like the car's cursed. We first had to deal with a gas tank leak that was coming from the bottom, where there's like a pinhole and there was a seal that rotted away and was missing, and you can't get the seal anymore, so we kind of had to jerry-rig it, and it still barely leaks, but we're going to have to figure that out eventually. We put on a new fuel filter. We put a new crank sensor in because whenever we replaced the spark plug wires, which we did, we also replaced the ignition coils, and we still weren't getting sparks, so then I replaced the crank sensor, and then that gave us spark. Well, then we were cranking the engine over to obviously try to start it, and we were getting white vapor through the intake manifold, and it was backfiring through the throttle body, which basically led to us believing it's out of timing. It's very possible it could have slipped a tooth or two whenever we cranked it over for the first time after it's sitting 15 years. The belt is like chewed and chipped in a few spots, and it doesn't look the greatest, so we ordered a timing belt and a water pump for it to go ahead and do that. We also had quite a few emissions pieces up here that broke, and we ordered those, and we're waiting on those to come in. Pretty much every piece of plastic we've come in contact with on this car has shattered and broken because it's so old. So right now we're waiting yet again another week on parts that we ordered because we can only find the parts at an affordable price online, which still isn't really affordable, compared to going to like an auto parts store that pretty much want double what it would cost online. So it's been a constant flow of we work like a Saturday and Sunday on the car, something breaks or we need something else, and then we wait a week for the parts. So it's pretty much going to take forever for this video to come out because we just keep waiting on parts and trying to fix the car. So we'll update you guys whenever we start to do the timing and replace the timing belts on this, which is going to be a huge pain. and a very big process. So we'll get back to you guys whenever we get those parts in and we start retiming the engine and getting the new timing belt on. Alright, just figured we'd film a quick update here. So we got off the radiator, the fan, distributor covers, and all this fun jazz. We just kind of wanted to show you how loose this belt was. There should not be this much play in the timing belt, and that's obviously probably why it skipped a few teeth and wasn't working. So we're going to be working on getting the rest of the stuff out that's in our way here, and basically taking this off and retiming it. We're going to be watching a YouTube video on how to retime it, because we obviously don't know how to retime this specific engine. So whenever we get it retimed and we're ready to see if it fires or runs, we will catch up with you guys. Just doing a quick update here. We just got the timing belt, the new one in, the new water pump in. We basically have a 50-50 chance of getting the timing right. So we're going to work out the rest of our tensioning here, get the harmonic balancer back on stuff, and then we'll get with you guys whenever we're going to crank it over and actually find out if it works. Alright, so we just got this back together. We got everything temporarily hooked up in a janky way just to see if this thing will fire. We disconnected the fuel pump because I'm just going to try seeing if it'll fire off the starting fluid. Obviously, if it fires and runs for a second, that's going to be more than what it was doing before, so I'll assume that we have it correct. So I'm going to go ahead and spray some... Well, the throttle body doesn't work, Jacob. It's not hooked up. Oh, wait, no, it's kind of sitting in there. Just do it again. It kind of works. There's some starting fluid. I gotta see if it'll crank. I don't have the terminals hooked up tight, but... I would say that that's an improvement. You can do it one more time. Make sure. Okay, one sec. Alright, go ahead and do it again. I would say that sounds like the timing's working. So, that's awesome. Cool. Alright guys, as you just saw, it is now running. It's actually firing now, which is more than it did before. We're pretty confident that it is in a state where it's going to run when we put everything back together. Due to time constraints, we still have to order more parts, and we don't want to make you guys wait like another 3 or 4 weeks for this video to come out. So we're going to release this video because we got the car running, it's back, we got a bunch of stuff done on it, but we'll continue to make update videos on this, and if you guys click the join button down below for like $1 a month, you'll get access to videos early, you'll get to see extra videos like us continuing with the Lexus and other cool videos we might make for those channel members. And you'll get the name and credit in the end of our videos. So really appreciate you guys watching the channel and taking the time to call us idiots and tell us what we're doing wrong. So we do have another big project coming up that I think you guys will be pretty excited for. So stay tuned for that. And I guess if you guys want to keep seeing videos about the Lexus, click the join button down below. Thanks guys. Have a good one. See ya.